Hello there, how are you? I hope that you're having an amazing weekend, an amazing start to your day. Welcome to Panda Palette Update, kicking it old school, and the Better Together Panda Palette Challenges Update. Oh, it's been a good couple of weeks. So without further ado, if you're new to my videos, hi, I'm Amber. It's lovely to see you. Again, I hope that you're having an amazing day. I hope that you walk away from this video feeling inspired to use some things from your makeup collection, have fun with your makeup, and if you're panning, I wish you all the best. It is the most rewarding experience to be able to enjoy our current makeup collections, be able to see things used up. I apologize, I have a little bit of a raspy voice because it's allergy season, pollen's starting to take effect, so not fun, but we're dealing with the hand we're dealt, aren't we? So without further ado, the first palette we're going to talk about is the Nubian Cosmetics Side-by-Side Nude Palette. I am so excited to say that I have accomplished my goals from when I last updated. So let me show you a picture of where I was last time. And this is what we're currently working with. Like I said, I am so thrilled because the first shade that I was actually able to go on and finish was Love Ritual down here. It was a really pretty warm silver. Had a little bit of, the best way to describe it is pewter to it. I was kind of talking about like the ebbs and flows of just panning it last update because I felt like my eyes were kind of like an armadillo eye. I did, you know, have my days where I would get really sick of the shadow because there are only so many times that you can capsule makeup pan a shimmery silvery look before you're like, you know what I mean? So, but I was able to finish it within about I guess it's been about 2.5 weeks since that update that I, you know, just needed that time to go on and finish that shadow. And the other one that I was really excited about finishing was Beauty Mark. It was a lighter matte brown up in this pan right here. And I felt so satisfied and accomplished from finishing that shadow because it literally took me the entirety of 2022 into, you know, obviously February of 2023 to finish it using it in my eyebrows. That is a long commitment to use an eyeshadow, I know. And I know many of you have done that. So props, massive props, because there were days that I was like, oh my goodness, is this shade ever gonna end? So when I finally used the last little tiny bit to fill in my brows, I was like, oh my goodness, this feels good. It feels good. I am also feeling that way down here about this matte black shade Untitled, but look at this. I have cleared out the bottom of the pan, and right now I'm currently focusing on my left side of this shadow to see if I can continue to expand that pan. And I'm curious. I've used this literally every time I've worn makeup to go on and set my liner all of 2022. I'm curious if we're gonna be sitting here with this shadow still in December to line my eyeliner. So yeah, we're in it. We're in it for the haul. I'm gonna finish this palette, but I just thought, wouldn't that be something if I'm literally like at the point of 2 years in with with the eyeshadow, using it as a liner. So then the other one that I've been able to expand the pan in, I am diligently wearing this in my crease every time I wear makeup. It is this matte gray in Cubism. I really do love it. However, I love it more now that I've needed to change up my lid color after finishing the Love Ritual shade. So that's where we are for the Nubian Cosmetics palette. We're gonna keep on working with this. I may not wear a matte smoky gray eye for much longer because now that we're getting into spring, especially with Easter coming up in a couple of weeks, I'm gonna see what kind of progress I make. I may take a little bit of a slight vacation from the gray shade at least. I'm still gonna continue to use the Untitled shade, but I'll keep you posted on that. But so far, I'm really loving that shadow again because, okay, so last time I updated you, I talked about being inspired by the Juvia's Place Nubian 3 Coral palette because I love the color combinations in here of using the silvers and grays along with corals and whatnot. That's the vibe I've really been feeling. I talked about how I wanted to step back into this palette, but I really forgot like how, let's just put it bluntly, these shades are absolute hot messes to work with it. I don't want to say like they're garbage shades, but the formulation on these two is not good. It's not good. I had forgotten that I had to layer these two shades. I'd forgotten that it was going to be a mess. I'd forgotten that I needed to try sponge applicators and brushes and foiling and all the 9 yards. So I was just like, to hell with this. Like, no. So I went on and put this back in my drawer, and I decided, as far as the Kicking It Old School Panda Palette Challenge by Jessica Lee and Dana, I'm going to go on and leave their info in the description box. Check out their content. Awesome, awesome stuff. I went on and back into my MAC palettes that I originally introduced back in January, and I have been using the MAC in the Flesh palette, and I have fallen in love, complete love with this shadow right here. It is an easy dove gray shade. It is so beautiful on the lid. This is what it looks like in person. It's almost like there's a little bit of taupe to it. Hopefully the swatch comes up. It doesn't look like much on the skin. In fact, I'm sorry, this is not coming up completely opaque on camera, but it really just, it gives my eyes a glow. And for being a gray eyeshadow and a matte gray eyeshadow, it's made me fall in love with smoky eyes. Can you see it on my eyes now? That is that MAC shadow right here. It is just, it is so pretty. And I'm thrilled that even though I've had my issues with the MAC Warm Neutrals palette, this one is still performing just as well as it did the day I bought it. So it makes me really, really encouraged. I'm glad I gave this palette another chance again. That gray shade is the only one that I've been working on, so there isn't much of a dip. It takes forever to show progress in MAC shadows, but know that this is the one that I am reaching for, and goal is at some point I would eventually like to hit pan on that shadow. So that's where we are with that. Then, you know, also kind of adding to the Kicking It Old School, I have been diligently working on my MAC Warm Neutrals palette. So let me give you a picture of where I was, because I have had some progress changes in that. So this is where I was last time I updated you. And then this is where we currently are. I guess it's not gonna look like there's as much of a change as I wish on camera. I'm still using this shimmery white shade over here as my highlighting shade. Basically, I'm using it just in my inner corners and on my brow bone. It's taking a long time, but I can see in person that I am expanding that pan. The other shade that I've really kind of noticed a change in is the matte brown down here. I'm using this to go on and add some color to my eyebrows, especially. I did decide to like add a little bit of a rinse to my hair. Like, I don't touch up the grays on top of my hair because I really like the sparkly silver that's coming in, but I'm not a fan of the patches of gray that are coming in on the sides because they're just, they're not shimmery and sparkly and pretty. So I have put on a little bit of a rinse to my hair, so I'm able to kind of go back into a little bit of a darker shade, and that's helped me to use more shadow, obviously. So these two are where I've made the most progress. I'm also continuing to work on this shimmery kind of pinky champagne shade. I use it as a highlighter. I see a little bit of a dip, but there may not be enough progress for you to be able to see on camera that I have been working on it. But every time I wear makeup, I do wear this particular shade on my cheeks. I use it to highlight my Cupid's bow, and we'll call it good. Goal is to hit pan at some point. But this palette is definitely showing its age. There are hard pan on some of the shadows. They can be kind of temperamental. It's just, I'm gonna see where I am at the end of 2023 in terms of keeping this palette in rotation, or if I need to just go on and bid adieu to it and declutter it. Then lastly, we have Paula's Panda Palette Challenge of the Better Together. I'm gonna include Paula's information in the description box below. If you know her on YouTube, her handle is A Beauty Guru Made Me Do It. Go on and check out her videos as well. In fact, she just recently posted her Better Together update. Well, actually, I have a Z palette of a mixture of shadows from different brands. So let me go on and put a picture here because I've really, really been good about staying with a couple of shadows in here. So this is where I was. And this is what we have going on now. The shadows that I've been focusing on obviously have been that Natasha Denona shadow. Can you see if there's a difference? I don't feel like I see an expansion of pan. It looks the same to me, but I'm sure from the photo to now, hopefully. I mean, I don't expect it to be a, you know, a huge change, but I'm hoping you can tell that I'm like legit using it. The shadow that I'm noticing the biggest changes in are the Juvia's Place shade right here. I use this as a blush. I also use it to warm up my crease. I put just a little bit of that coral shade up to warm up my eye look against the gray shadow, and I absolutely love the effect. In fact, lip combo today, if you're needing some ideas, this lip ties in with that coral. I pulled out my MAC lipstick. It looks in the long tube like this, and the shade is Over the Taupe. So that was another way that I was able to kind of tie the coral in. It's not quite a completely nude lip. There's a little bit of color to it. Just wanted to share that with you. So in any case, I've been loving, loving, loving this shadow. And the other one that I've made big progress in down here is this matte gray shade. I love, love this in my outer corner. And I'm thinking, we talked about this last update, these little black dots in the pan. I think I agree with those of you that mentioned it could be rust, because like I said, I haven't had any eye irritation. It just looks unsightly when you look in the pan to see all that. I mean, definitely looks kind of gross, but I'm assuming it's rust. So far, so good. I'm gonna keep wearing it unless I have some eye irritation, but so far, so good. It hasn't given me any problems. And in fact, I like it better because the other reason I wanted to pull out my MAC in the Flesh palette was because this gray down here, I thought would be a good substitute. This one is not as dark as the Lorac shade in my Z palette. So I honestly prefer the Lorac shade. If I decide to keep wearing the gray smoky eye, I'm probably gonna mix this with a matte black just to intensify a little bit. But that was something I thought was pretty interesting as I've compared the two shadows, because I thought at first I was like, oh, they'll be kind of a pretty close dupe. But one day I decided to wear the MAC shadow and I just didn't like it as well as the Lorac shade. So food for thought, something to think about. And then the other shadow that I have really been working on is this tannish warm brown right here. I've been using this as a bronzer. It is a Too Faced shadow. I believe that came out of the Too Faced Peachy Matte palette in this, it's called Peach Tea. Either that, maybe it came out of this, maybe it came out of Sweet Peach. No, I don't think it came out of, I think it came out of Peachy Matte because the rectangle shape is a little bit different. Maybe. If you have that palette, it's a really good shade, because when I finished this original shade last update, I went on and started using this and I can see a dip. I can definitely see a dip. So hopefully goal is by, let's say let's say end of March, maybe early April, I hope to hit pan in this shadow. We'll see what happens. But either way, I am very, 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 very thrilled with the progress that I've made so far. So otherwise, this has been a short and sweet update. I am in the process of compiling a video to show you the lip products that I've been gravitating towards lately. In fact, I picked up a little like, what was it? One of those free gifts from Ulta. They had one of these like little MAC pink cosmetic bags. I do have words today. And so I have pulled out a variety of things that I've personally been reaching for, and I've really gravitated towards a lot of glosses lately, which funny enough, it's taken me like what, the last decade to get on board with glosses. So I'm almost ready to share that video with you of things that I've been reaching for. Again, like lip product today, last time I had on a matte, kind of a light red lip from ColourPop in the shade, just so you know, it's the Cured shade in the blotted color lipstick. Yes, ColourPop blotted lip in Cured. Today is MAC's Over the Taupe. And then I also love like different glosses and things like that. I've really fallen in love with the Lawless brand of lip glosses. Holy cow, that's been a whole new obsession for me. Now that my Invisalign's done, now that I'm like really experimenting with lip products, because let's just say the lip products have gotten a little nuts for me, because over the last, like what, has it been 2 years since all the craziness started? Not wearing really lip products much at all because of face masks. And then now, like with the Invisalign, I didn't get to enjoy lip products for like 3 years. And so I really got ruthless with my lip product collection. I decluttered a lot of my deep, intensely dark shades, not shadows, shades, because I'm just ready for like a fresher, like easy, you know, everyday look, and glosses have been for that. So I have quite a few things as I drop products, but that's beside the point. So in any case, I'm looking forward to sharing that video with you if you're wanting some inspiration. Otherwise, I hope that you have an awesome day, and I wish you all the best in panning. Have fun with your makeup. Until next time, take care, and I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Adios.